Hello everyone and welcome back to Crochet Delight. I'm Barbara and today I'm going to do a review. Today I'm doing a review of Knitpicks roving. I bought two colors. This one is Tide Pool and this one is Amethyst. And they're both heathered. And what that means is from afar, like right here, it looks like one color, but when it gets up closer, I'll show with this one, you can see different colors in it, different colors that make up this one color. So I was curious as to how well this would spin up, and I was pretty curious as to how it felt and everything like that. So when they had a sale, I went on and I bought 4 of these, 2 in the Amethyst and 2 in the Tide Pool. They are 100% Peruvian highland wool, and that equals 100 grams right here. Just in this is 100 grams. I'm not sure how many yards or how many ounces that would be, but I actually kind of like it. It feels nice and soft, and it did spin up pretty well. I have some of the Amethyst that I did all plied up. Not plied, spun. I have to spin the rest of it and then ply it, but I'm gonna try and show you guys. That is a single thread of the wool. And it actually looks nice, and even after spun up, it's not that itchy. It's actually still pretty soft. And when I go to apply it, it'll be a little softer. I think the only thing about it is you have a little bit of trouble starting, not much, but you can really keep the consistency and everything. It feels really nice, and it is pretty soft. I'm very surprised. But so this was a very short review for a Knitpicks product. Now they do sell yarn, so you can go right on Knitpicks and you can buy yarn. But I'm a spinner, so I bought the roving. They do have sales every now and then, so go ahead and check out the sales. I think this was when everything in their shop was half off or 25% off. I can't exactly remember. It's been at least 3 months since I bought it, and I'm just now getting around to doing the review that I wanted to do. But yeah, I don't think I can set these aside. Something else I wanted to go over with you guys is I get a lot of questions when I go to the market about wool. Oh, well, more specifically about the yarn that I've been making. I get people that are asking me, like, if I specify what kind of wool, like if it's merino wool or superwash merino or Romney or something like that, they ask me, is that wool? Yes, it is. Wool comes in a very, very large variety. There's Icelandic, there's the Peruvian highland wool, there is Romney, Corridel, merino, so many different types of wool. Some do specify what kind of wool, but it'll always say the word wool right after. So if a label says like this, Peruvian Highland, it'll have the word wool after it. So it's telling you the type of wool. I don't know how some people can not know that I'm saying that it's wool when I'm saying that I'm using merino wool or Corriedale wool or the specific type of wool that I used in the roving. So I've gotten to the point where I pretty much just write wool on my tags just so that they know that yes, there is wool, but I don't bore them with the specific kind of wool that's in it. Another thing, I do get this question a lot, and I want to get it out there. If you are allergic to wool, you possibly are not allergic to camel, llama, alpaca, things like that. Those are not sheep. So the fiber that comes off of those animals is completely different from wool. I mean, you would have to try it out, like feel it, see if your skin gets a little itchy, which with wool, everybody feels itchy when they use some wool. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit or a lot. Some are just more allergic to it than others. But pretty much everybody will find wool itchy. So that's just something I'm putting out there for you guys to remember. But if you mix wool with something else, like you mix it with alpaca, it actually comes out pretty soft and you don't notice the wool that much depending on how much wool you use versus alpaca. Camel is another thing. Camel is extremely soft. It's softer than Egyptian cotton, and it's softer than alpaca, and it's softer than Egyptian cotton and alpaca put together. So there's a chance that if you are allergic to wool, you won't be allergic to camel or llama or alpaca or anything like that. But yeah, everybody's allergic to wool. If on a tag it says a word right before the word wool, like Peruvian Highland wool, it's the specific type of wool, and there are a good handful of different types of wools. I definitely cannot name them all. I'm not that well versed in yarn making. I'm getting there, but I'm not that well versed yet. I could definitely tell you which rovings spin up nicely and which ones don't, which ones you might be allergic to more than others. It just depends. Yeah, it just really depends on your body chemistry, whether or not you're allergic to wool or not. And it's okay if you're not. If you are allergic to wool, try and find something else. Don't be afraid to try alpaca or camel or anything like that, because chances are you are not allergic to those. Because I've had plenty of people who are allergic to wool come to my vendor at the farmer's market and say that they're allergic to wool, and they feel some of the stuff, and then they come across the camel that I have spun, and they have no allergic reaction to that whatsoever, that or the alpaca that I have. And with the superwash merino, some people have they have a better tolerance for that more than a different type of wool. So it depends on what type of wool that is being used in the yarn. You can definitely be allergic to all types of wool. I'm not saying that's not a possibility, but sometimes it does matter what kind of wool versus all wool. But everybody, even me, we are all allergic to wool if we find it itchy. Some may get worse. Some may get to the point where it gives them a real allergic reaction where they need an EpiPen. But everybody is allergic to wool to an extent. It just depends on the person. For me, I can feel wool and it'll feel a little itchy. That's it. And that most of the time it just feels pretty soft to me. Soft and nice. I mean, I can rub it on my face and I will be fine. But if you know you're allergic to wool, try and stay away. But don't be afraid to venture to camel or alpaca or anything like that, because there's a chance you won't be allergic to those. So I've gone and I've rambled quite enough. So yeah, Knitpicks, I like it. I would definitely buy more. Kind of sucks that you can only buy like 100 grams at a time. But, sorry, reading the lot number. But I do like it. I do like the colors that are in it. And I just now noticed this. The tide pool actually matches the dress that I'm wearing today. I mean, but I like it. I'll definitely buy it, and you guys can definitely check out the yarn that they have. They have some really nice yarn. You can get pretty much almost any blend too. So yeah, that's my review on it. I'm going to hopefully have this spun up within the next week or so, and then I'll apply it with what I already have spun up. So, alright. So, I'm gonna look a little awkward, obviously, because my little clicker is missing. I think my dad's dog took it on me. Have a delightful day, and happy hooking, everyone!